I don't know what the hell happened this weekend, man. Liverpool, what the hell? Man United, yeah, we expected it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Today, this review, it's only gonna be about those two matches. The other results were kind of as expected. Everton won, Chelsea won, Newcastle won. Yeah, those Wolves won, pretty relatively straightforward anyway. The two results we are going to talk about, obviously, Man United versus Spurs, Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Two similar results. Obviously, Liverpool lost 7-2, Man United lost 6-1. Similar results, but and terrible performances from both teams. But I think the fundamental reasons for the losses are very, very different. That's what we're going to talk about today. First of all, Man United and Spurs. Again, like I said, Man United lost the game 6-1. Terrible performance. They got the red card, and obviously from the start they scored the first goal. Ole was still smiling at that time, thinking, oh, you know what, this could be our day. Jose was probably thinking, ooh, okay, not the best start, but obviously there's still time in the game. From there, just went downhill, and to be honest, they were at 6s and 7s. It was disgusting. They went down to 10. It was just a mess. Spurs were clinical, took their chances, destroyed them. Could Man United have scored? I don't know. Could Spurs have scored more? Maybe, but that's not the point. I think what's important to say is that they were pathetic, to quote Gary Neville. It was disgusting. Now let's just pause there and we jump to the Liverpool game. Liverpool later that night lost 7-2 to Aston Villa, which to some might be an even bigger shock, conceding 7 goals to a club that just survived relegation last season. They're probably going to be in the thick of it again. These are the defending champions. You start asking questions. Terrible performance, honestly terrible. Trent Alexander was caught out. I think it was for the 7th goal, 6th or 7th goal, that little cheeky goal by Jack Grealish. Trent Alexander was caught high up. Obviously, Liverpool lost the ball a lot more than they should. They weren't as defensively solid. Adrian made a terrible mistake at the start of the game. The pass to Joe Gomez, giving it straight to the Villa player. It might have been Jack Grealish again or Ollie Watkins, I can't remember. But Liverpool did let themselves down. Shout out, by the way, to Ollie Watkins. My friend Stephen Grunewald just spoke about Calvin Phillips in the last video. Go check that video out right now. Not right now, after this video. But Ollie Watkins, he was phenomenal. I think he's another kid to look out for. So yeah, Liverpool were terrible. They were also at 6s and 7s. Didn't look like the defending champions. But I think the key difference between the Man United loss and the Liverpool loss is the fact that although yes, similar scorelines, Liverpool's was more of a once-off. Today is just not our day. We are playing like absolute doo-doo. We aren't defending. We aren't playing like the reigning champions. We aren't playing like guys that won the Champions League 2 seasons ago. We are a mess. We don't look like professionals. But the Man United loss, it looked more like a sign of the times. It's an indication of the current situation at the club, and I think the players have not got that confidence within themselves, within them teammates. Obviously, Bruno's there. He's tried to spark things up. They brought in a couple of signings. We'll get into the transfers later on. Pogba's back, but he was terrible. There's all of that, and then people will start to say, well, we need new players. But the manager, what about the manager? Is he the right one? Is he the right? Is he not? Personally, I don't think he is. But whether he is or isn't, he's not the fundamental problem that I was speaking about earlier. He's kind of a consequence of the problem. The problem that if you speak to any Man United fan will tell you about every single day of their life. The problem obviously starts higher up with the Ed Woodwards, the Matt Judges, the Glazer family, the board members, the owners. That's where all the real problems are. And until all that gets fixed, it's going to filter down into the manager and the staff, and that's just going to filter down to the players. And then obviously the ones who play and are in the limelight, it is the players. Those are the ones that get all the hurt, the pain. They're the ones that get talked about. But obviously we know until it gets fixed at the top, it's going to filter all the way down to the bottom. So for Man United, that does need to get fixed. Having said that though, it is important to say that the players were still disgustingly terrible. I think it doesn't matter whether or not it's manager or board or whatever, they still have decent players. De Gea, he's supposed to be one of the world's best. He's playing like a shambles. They've spent how much on Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Pogba. All these guys were honestly terrible at 6s and 7s. You saw the penalty that Pogba gave away. It was not good enough from the players. So it's one thing if they lose 2-1, maybe 3-1, or even a 2-0 type scoreline, and you say, do you know what? The performance was at least there. They haven't got the right players. Spurs are more, you can start. It was a plain 6-1. They've gone down to 10 men. They've made stupid, reckless challenges. It was, for me, if I was a Man United fan, I'd probably be cringing the whole way through. I did not want to sit through that. But I think, that's the main key difference for me between the two losses. I think Liverpool bounced back from this quite easily. They get there. They're still together as a club, from top to bottom. They're still a lot stronger, a lot together. I think it was a once-off thing. They probably bounced back after the international break. Manchester United players, could they bounce back? For them, honestly, I don't know. It's a 50-50 type of thing. It depends what mood they're in. Hopefully they do. But if they don't, I really don't care. I'm not to be biased or anything. I do not know the fixtures. I will check. We'll chat about that after the international break. But I think they do. Well, it depends on who they play. They could bounce back. But we'll see how that works out later on.